You have to make these chicken wings. The flavor is incredible. They're juicy, they're crispy. I've also smoked them as well as smoking the sauce. Of course, you don't have to do that, but it does increase the flavor. And then you can't not serve chicken wings without a bit of blue cheese sauce. Let's jump straight in and get these made.
Now the first thing we want to do is fill up our barbecue with some fresh lump charcoal. You don't need to fill it up all the way, and this can be done over gas. Place in your fire starters. I like to use 3 and put them in a triangle formation, then light them up. Let the barbecue heat for about 10 to 12 minutes, getting to a temperature of 230°C or 445°F. For the chicken wings, I'm using 1.5 kilos or 3.3 pounds and making sure they're extremely dry, but the weight doesn't really matter. Add over 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of both onion and garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, not baking soda. This right here is the baking powder and this one is the baking soda. You will ruin the chicken wings if you use that, so please do not. Season them well with salt, and the amount is up to you. Usually I say season to taste, but obviously it's chicken and I don't mean literally. And also hit it up with a little bit of ground white pepper. Get in there with clean hands, mix this all together, make sure all of that seasoning is completely coating the chicken, and what you should have is something that looks like this. Because I am using the egg, I'm going to add some smoking chips. This is completely optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but it does add an incredible flavor to the chicken wings. I'm just using a couple of handfuls of cherry wood, but you can use whatever you like. Let them smoke away, and then I'm going to set this up for indirect heat. I know this can be confusing to some people, but don't worry, it's super simple. Just place something in between the fire and the grate. That way nothing will burn. And if you're using a gas barbecue, don't worry about anything that I just said. Now after about 10 minutes, the barbecue's at 230°C or 440°F, we can start placing on the chicken. The reason I said the amount of chicken doesn't really matter is because you want to use the amount that's going to fit to your barbecue. Cook these for 30 minutes or until 80°C or 175°F internal. In the meantime, we'll make a blue cheese sauce. Use 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise. You can use homemade if you prefer, but my fiance is pregnant, so I can't. 2 tablespoons of sour cream, 1 tablespoon of buttermilk, 1/4 teaspoon of yellow mustard powder, 50 to 60 grams of blue cheese. You can either use the crumbled stuff or the very soft cheese. Grate in 1 garlic clove along a microplane to get that nice fine paste, and make sure you scrape it all in there. And then mix this around, break up that blue cheese, make sure it's completely mixed through. I like to start off with a spatula to get everything moving, and then break it all apart with a whisk, making sure everything is evenly combined. Double check it for seasoning as well. Some blue cheeses can have more salt than others, so just make sure of that. And then place this in the fridge until we're ready to serve. Going back to the chicken wings, these have been cooking for 10 minutes so far. I like to go through and flip them over, and we're only going to flip them every 10 minutes, so flipping them 3 times. Because we're cooking over indirect heat, there can be certain hot spots, so just make sure that no chicken's getting too dark. Of course you want that extra charring, but make sure you move them all around. Now sauces are optional, you don't have to use a sauce at all, the chicken wings are amazing on their own. I'm adding 1 cup or 250 milliliters of Frank's hot sauce to a cast iron saucepan, as well as half a cup or 110 grams of unsalted butter. Go back to the chicken wings after about 20 to 25 minutes. Move them out of the way and just create a certain space to be able to put that saucepan on there. Again, this is completely optional. You can just do this over a stovetop, but I wanted to try out smoking that sauce to get the extra flavor in there. Cook the chicken wings for their final 5 to 10 minutes. This will give time for the butter to melt through the sauce, and you can give it a whisk in between. When the chicken's at that 80°C or 175° mark, this can be removed and placed into a bowl. Give the sauce a good mix around, make sure all of that melted butter is completely mixed through, otherwise it can potentially split, and this can be removed from the barbecue. Now the chicken is actually cooked about 10 degrees hotter than normal chicken. This is due to chicken wings being best cooked at a higher temperature, which is going to break down that connective tissue, resulting in a tender fall off the bone wings. So don't worry, it's not going to be dry, it's going to be even better. As you can see, I've placed the sauce over the chicken wings and then given them a really good mix, making sure everything's coated, and what you should be left with is a wing that looks like this. And how good does that look? It also smells amazing. I did try to serve these up on some nice paper, but as you can see, the wind wasn't in my favor and it didn't really work. Serve these up however you like, put them on boards, plates, bowls, whatever you have, and make sure you stack them nice and high. Don't forget to get the blue cheese sauce out of the fridge as well, because that's definitely something you don't want to forget.
With that all said and done, there is only one thing left to do, and that is we can then dip it in that sauce, and we can then dig in. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn, but that is definitely the best wing I've ever had. It's crispy, it's juicy, the meat just falls apart in your mouth, and then the smoky flavor within the chicken, as well as on that skin, is unbeatable. It's absolutely insane. The sauce is delicious as well. Of course, you don't have to serve it with the sauce. They are amazing on their own. And then the blue cheese sauce as well for that additional flavor. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, leave a comment for the algorithm. It all helps me out, and subscribe along with hitting the bell notification next to it. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.